Hi, welcome back. Still Breakfast Central on News Central, and we'll go moving straight to quite an quite a serious one here, all about health. It's all about Lupus Awareness Month. Today is the very last of October, and we have to mention that the campaign continues to get people aware about lupus, which is SLE, lupus, which is lupus systemic erythematosus, quite a mouthful, and it's an autoimmune disease that affects and destabilizes the immune system that meant to protect the body from infections. And this disease leads to attacks on tissues in various parts of the body, causing short-term symptoms like swelling, inflammation, and long-term damage to parts like kidneys, blood, heart, and lungs. There's lots to talk about it, but I think we'll just go straight to it because we'll have a guest here. Her name is Mrs. Chisa Nosamiefem, a coordinator of Laba Foundation and lupus campaigner, and you've been living with lupus too for a while. Welcome, madam. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. So I'm sure there are lots of people watching right now who have no idea what lupus is. So first, tell us all about it.
Okay, like you said, lupus is an autoimmune disease which attacks the systems of the body. It is it's when the immune system it literally turns against itself. You mentioned that the immune system is supposed to attack infection that comes into the body, but then it doesn't recognize, it recognizes everything as an infection. So it just turns against the body and starts attacking. And it attacks the lungs, all organs, any organ, any system.
What are the causes?
Well, it's not known, which is the problem. It's not known what the cause is. And therefore, that's why the cure there's no cure at the moment.
There's still no cure.
Yeah, there's still no cure at the moment.
How prevalent is lupus?
Lupus is quite prevalent. I know that we have the numbers, like we say, 1.5 million people in the United States, and it's not known in the world, in Nigeria especially, because we don't have data, we don't know, but it is very prevalent. And it's usually, it's a disease that affects women, prevalently women of African descent. So yeah, some men. So it's 9-to-1 ratio.
So is it hereditary?
Well, it's not totally known. A lot of research has gone into that. So there's some. They've come up with some. There must be some genetic factors, but also environmental. So they think it's an overlap of both genetic and environmental.
So anyone could suffer from lupus? So
anyone, but usually it's women, like I said, prevalently in women of African descent, also women in childbearing age. So that means usually the onset is from between the ages of 15 and 45.
Yeah, so the causes are not really well defined, despite, what about symptoms?
So symptoms, this is where it goes. It's very difficult to diagnose lupus because lupus mimics many diseases. Your immune system is attacking everything. So sometimes, you have unexplained fevers. I mean, if you're in Nigeria, I think it's malaria or typhoid. It attacks the chest. You have heart problems, kidney, lungs, skin. There's a lot of rash and skin disease. So it attacks everything, so it manifests in different ways. That is why if you have, for example, 10 different lupus patients, you would find all of them may manifest different symptoms.
Yeah, is that why it's really hard to diagnose?
Yes,
especially
because,
in Africa?
Yes, so what happens is that what they're beginning to do is that all over the world is that you have to some kind of precision medicine. That means it's heterogenic. So everybody treat the person in front of you. You can't really it's not a blanket thing because it doesn't work for everyone.
True. Now, you've been living with the lupus. Can you tell us your story? When did you notice it and how long has this been?
How long? Yes, I've been living with lupus for about 20 plus years.
20 years?
I was diagnosed, yes, about 20 plus years ago. And yes, it's been difficult. It's been a roller coaster, but I'm here today, thank God.
Well, did it affect, how did it affect your life? Or did it affect,
Lupus is very chronic and can be very devastating. And so what happens is that it affects everything. One of the greatest symptoms of lupus is fatigue, extreme fatigue. So we're not talking about tiredness now, we're talking about fatigue. And that means if you were tired, you could go to bed and wake up tomorrow and you feel better. But with fatigue, you can hardly
Did it affect
move.
childbearing?
It affects, yes. With lupus, some of the symptoms are miscarriages, which is why you say it's really, what it does is that it mimics everything. So you have miscarriages, repeated miscarriages. You don't know that it's lupus. And so it's really difficult.
October is traditionally Lupus Awareness Month globally. So what rallying call is there? You're a campaigner. What would you say to people watching right now? So
really what I want is, with the Labalaba Foundation, what we want to do, we want a day to come where everyone in Nigeria knows what lupus is, like they know what malaria is, because it's so prevalent, and it is the number one killer of our young women between the ages and 24 all over the world. Wow. Because it's so hard to diagnose. It takes about 4 to 6 years to diagnose. The specialists, yes. So the specialists that that actually address this condition are rheumatologists, and they're few and far between. In a population of in Nigeria of about 200 million people, we only have 43 in the entire country of rheumatologists. And so that's really difficult. But anyone who's exhibiting any kind of symptoms, luckily, if you're in Lagos, we have LASUTH and LUTH, where they have rheumatology clinics that are doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Chisa Nosamiefem, for coming on the show and sharing your story with us when it comes to lupus. All about Lupus Awareness Month right here on Breakfast Central on News Central. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.